Hey guys, remember the other day when we did those peppers and I said we were going to spend some time outside doing some fall stuff? Well, what I'm doing is washing windows. I do it every spring after the pollen, and I do it usually in September. The only thing is I'm not working with the best windows. These windows definitely need replaced, but that's at the bottom of the list. We need the roof first. So they've lost a lot of, I believe Buddy called it gas. So I want to clean them outside and inside, but I know I'm not getting a clear see-through result. And I'm okay with that for now because I know down the road we can get those replaced. But for now, I got to clean them. Even though they're going to look a little dirty afterwards, I know that it's just the gas, and I think that's what he called it. But the windows we have looked at, we won't have to worry about that. But that's what I'm going to do. Now, what I'm going to use to clean them may be a little different because over the years, I have tried everything, to my knowledge, to really clean a window. But what I found by sheer accident was when they came out with Dawn Power Wash. And you're thinking, uh-oh, it's hot where you're at, it's going to leave streaks. Because when the windows dry, I will come back and Windex them. But guys, this is the best thing I have found to cut the grime. Now there's going to be two steps to it. Power wash, I'm going to use a squeegee with the Dawn. It doesn't take but a squirt to do the windows. Now the big one I'm going to have to do 2 or 3 squirts. But this is the thing that I have found. Vinegar doesn't work. The window wash that you hook to a water hose doesn't work. And it could be that it's the old windows and I'm fighting a losing battle. Only thing I'm doing is giving myself a peace of mind. So I'm gonna get my power wash hooked up, get my squeegee going, and we're gonna clean our windows for the fall, inside and out. Only I'm not using a power wash inside. That's just a good old Windex and some paper towels. Now what I'm doing is I'm kind of cleaning all the cobwebs and the heavy stuff before we use the squeegee. And yes, you're gonna get soaking wet, or at least I do. Maybe I just don't stand right. I've seen Buddy do this and not get water. By the time I get done, look like I done jumped off into the ocean. It doesn't take much, guys. And it smells a lot better than that vinegar and all that other stuff you buy. But you gotta work fast because you don't really want this soap to dry. Okay, we're gonna get that rinsed. Oh, that looks good. Well, it's wet. It gives the illusion. Well, that's a clean window. Now, I did take my screens off See if this squeegee works good. It'll help, but I'm still going Windex. Mr. Buddy don't know I borrowed this. Oh boy, I like that little squeegee thing. I usually take a bristle brush. I like this. That looks really good. Well, I know I got streaks, but I can fix that. All right, I'm gonna go all the way down and the front, and then I'll meet you back here when we start polishing, putting and washing the screens and putting them back on. Then we gotta go to the inside, clean those windows. Front windows are really badly damaged. I did walk back here and make sure there was no creepy crawlers. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and Windex the outside, and then we'll move inside. But I'm going to take a water break. The only thing left to do is for Mr. Buddy to put the screens back on, tabs inside, when he gets home. It doesn't look bad, I don't think, on camera. But once we clean the inside, which I do weekly, but I want to really clean, you'll see that it's a tarnished look on these windows. I don't think the new ones do that. I could be wrong. Now, a lot of you will say, well, do you use those, I forget, they're called car towels. They're yellow and orange. I hate them things. I have a stack of them. And my brother swore by them, but oh, I don't like them. They leave streaks. But these shop towels, they do great. I forget what them things are called. They came out back, I think, in the 90s, and they've enhanced since then, but Now, I'll use them to polish with in the house, but I don't like them on my windows. I missed something there. It does look better, even though they're god-awful. I think since I'm kind of filthy, we get through with the inside of the windows, I may go out to the garden and go ahead and break up the mud, because you know we have those low spots that we've got to fix. I may go ahead and sweep those, loosen it up, and get the garden blowed out. And that task will be behind me. I can usually get 2 windows to about 3 of these shop towels. I cleaned my blinds first. That way, because I don't like to clean the blinds, because you're going to end up getting your inside window dirty. So I've got them cleaned, and I rolled them up. Guys, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not a blind person. So when we redo these windows, Buddy's going to build a window casing, and I'm going to put the accordion material one in, because I like a lot of light. So at night, I can bring the accordion down and, you know, block the inside. But I'll be so glad when we can get these blinds gone. But like he said, we need to wait because when the new windows go in, he's gonna, something about in case they gotta change out the mortar or something, he wants to make sure the measurements are right. And he's gonna do the inserts, kind of like these caps. So it'll just hide all the mechanisms of the accordion blind. And I like that because just like these, if this didn't have a cap, you would see all the mechanisms of a mini blind. So I'm just gonna get these Windexed off, and then I'll bring y'all closer and we'll see what they look like. They won't look bad. They look a lot better than what they did. I can tell you that. And then by the time spring comes, oh my, they are horrible looking. And then when I get through with these windows, I'm gonna take a break. I think I'm gonna make some tuna fish. And then late this afternoon, I've decided, I know y'all can't see me, good Lord, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and do the garden. But once we get that porch done, that screened in porch, I'm probably gonna just keep those accordion blinds up. I'm thinking about it. Because we're gonna do a dark screen. I don't know, I just know I'm tickled. You know, when you have what we call a game plan and you save and each month gets a little bit closer, I get excited. And that is our big fall project. How long did it take us to accumulate materials? 3 years, I think. But in the spring of 2026, we're gonna be sitting in my screened in porch. I'm beside myself, y'all. That looks good. I don't think the camera's gonna show. Now you can kind of see a little fogginess here, and then it clears up down here. But not too bad. There's the sugar shack right there. But it doesn't look bad, guys. And then he'll put the screens on when he gets in. Now, Mr. Buddy's fall project is he gets on the house and he blows the gutters out to get ready for the leaves and all that to fall. And he does that about every month till all the leaves fall. So that's going to be his project. He may do it this weekend, I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and finish these two. No, I'm going to go ahead and finish the 6. Eat some lunch, and we'll meet back out in the garden. It never fails. Towards the end, I'm gonna tell you what, I was inside, I was at the last window, and you know the little dial that you open and close, the blinds? Well, my arm and it got hung up and just, I said, I'm doing good. The last 15 seconds. So Band-Aid it was, and I said, okay, it's time to have lunch. And I had lunch, and I sat probably 30, maybe 30 minutes after I ate. And now, as you can see, I just got the garden blowed. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Was it loaded in acorns? Yes. I think I mentioned this 2 weeks ago. Too many acorns are falling. In my opinion, that indicates we may have a winter. Because normally a mild winter, your acorns don't fall so fast, so early, and it allows nature, deer, squirrels and all, to be able to eat throughout the day. Well, the squirrels now can grab their roughage and go and bury it. Deer just has to fill up. Now, the neighbor next door, in his part of the woods, he has a deer feeder. And, you know, he feeds the deer. We've put stuff over the fence. I hope by next season, we'll be able to set ours up with a small food plot just to watch them. I think there's a family of 6. I saw them night before last when I was counting the chickens and making sure they were closed up. I think there was 6 of them because I checked the eyes and there was 12 eyes staring at me. Same family that comes every year. They come from our neighbors across the way. Mr. Craig, let's see, there's 30 acres behind him, all wooded, and 5 acres beside him. So they just cross the road and come in behind us. But there's a lot of acorns. More than what I want to see, because I don't want a winter. Y'all, that coffee's good. I'm not gonna lie. And yes, I'm hot, but I gotta have my coffee. Matter of fact, it's exactly 3 o'clock. So I done good. All I gotta do now is shower and get ready to make some supper, and I will be done for the day. And it feels so good. What do y'all do preparing for fall? Or it may already be fall where some of you guys are at. But I do the windows, and then we'll get out and get everything raked. You know, where I had blowed the leaves, I'll blow them away from the trees. We've got straw coming down. We don't like pine trees. But we get it all away from the trees, and we sweep weekly. We really need to mow, but we don't have rain for 10 days, and we're going to be like 95, 96. So it's best that we just run the sprinkler system, let it get a little bit, you know, taller, because I'm trying to grow St. Augustine. And with this heat, the worst thing you can do is cut it too short and blister it. But I feel very accomplished, y'all. I really wanted those windows done. And I'm glad that they are behind us until the spring. Now, when we start building on the porch, I'm sure sawdust and all that'll get on those, 4? You know, no big deal. But they're clean, you know. They're clean enough. Now, if they get kind of funky or something between now and spring, I'll have to take the hose and, you know, at least rinse them and then dry them off. But they turned out better than what I thought. And what do you think of that Dawn Power Wash? I'm going to tell you, it has it's done a better job than any of that window stuff that you buy. And some of that stuff's like, what, $25 a gallon? Been there and done that. And the Dawn Power Wash, and you see, I didn't use much. And I have 11 windows total on this house. Didn't use much, and it cuts it. I clean the tubs with it, then I'll come back with a disinfectant. I clean everything with that power wash. But I tell you what, these windows have not looked this good. And I clean them twice a year, so they've been power washed 6 times, 7 times. since we've lived here, because then I do it twice a year. They didn't turn out this clean. Now, like I said, you can still see that haze, but I was standing in the kitchen making my coffee and washed my hands after I blowed, and I'm looking out these windows and I was smiling. I said, I can deal with this for a little while longer. I can, knowing I have to, but I was psyching myself up. I know I can. But yeah, I'm excited. So now, he does the gutters. I'm gonna blow around the trees, probably in another week, let some more stuff fall, and start getting all that swept up, and I'll move all that to the compost. Not the pine straw, I'm talking about the oak leaves. The pine straw, we put it in that, we call it the burn hole, you know, in the front. Till we get through with all the remodeling, we're not gonna close that hole up because I burn the pine straw. It won't compost down. It'll be 40 years before it does. I don't use pine straw nowhere in my garden. I don't use pine straw in my flower beds. Remember, we've done rock. Because copperheads love pine straw, and we happen to be inundated with copperheads. And we found out not long ago, just right up the road, they have rattlesnakes here. I said, what? Yes, a man found 2 of them coming up his driveway, and he had posted it on our little town community post. I think it was on Facebook. I couldn't believe it. I said, oh boy. Buddy said, well, that's something else we got to, be paying attention. The difference between them is if you get within range, they're going to sound the alarms, the little tail. They're going to tattle and say, hey, I'm here. Because they don't want to harm you, but if you get within their area, Katie barred the door, it's on. So at least walking up somewhere and slowing down and listening, at least they'll let you know. But them copperheads, they don't let you know. And I can't see. Y'all know that. I mean, I'm blind as a bat when it comes to color. That's why I use that white straw. Speaking of, I call it my splashback. Well, I didn't order none. I said, I don't need any right now for these few plants. It'll be okay, because remember, I just put a little pile right there around it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I can tell a difference. That when you water, as slow as you water, you get splashback. And the underneath leaves are showing the signs. Guys, I will only garden with that splashback. I mean, it's my comfort zone. And I only put the straw right at the base, but where everything's growing and going outside that little base, it's getting splashback. A little fungus on the leaves. I'm having to remove some leaves. So moving forward, I'm gonna stay with it. It's just that it's what, $35 a bale. Now it goes a long way, it's compressed. And I went through this year, because remember, we extended the garden 2.5 bales. So not bad, but not good. Because I really need, when we run those other 2 rows this winter going into early spring, I'm probably going to need 4. Well, that's $140. So I'd like to try and contact the company, or maybe find something comparable that's less money. Remember that 99% weed-free easy straw? It's not 99% weed-free, and it doubled in price. It used to be the cheapest stuff you could get. Not anymore. So I don't even want to fool with it, because they made me mad. Because I bought the 99.9% weed-free, and I think they meant to say negative 99.9, because I had weeds within a week. I mean, weeds just engulfed. At least what I'm using, I let a little plug get about that tall. You might get 5 or 6, and I just pluck them and chunk them, and none come back. So, and I'm sorry I'm scratching, but I got eat up with mosquitoes. Yeah, they're still out here. Well, wouldn't you, if you was a mosquito, wouldn't you be out here at 95, 96 degrees? That's what the next 10 days is for our high. And our morning lows are 72. So we're still in summer. Now, this morning, it was 58, and I about lost it. I said, where'd you come from? I was cold going to open the chickens. I don't know where this cold front come from, but it did. I said, oh, I don't like this. And so today I think we're 87, 88, and that was at noon. But tomorrow it's going to go back up to the mid-90s. So it's been very nice. So it wasn't the best day to do the windows, and I'll just have to blow in a couple of days for quite a while. About three days a week I'm going to have to blow the garden. That's so I can make sure that I can see anything, because things are going to start moving, getting bed up. Y'all know how it goes. And I don't want them bedding up or sunbathing out in my garden. That's why I'm steadily looking. So if I keep the ground cover at all times clean, I can just spot something, you know. But not what it was. Y'all saw that mess. Can you imagine? Them things would be laying underneath all that stuff. But I can handle one of those. What I cannot handle is a wasp, because I'm highly allergic to wasps. They freak me out. Wasp and spiders, I'm done. I will leave the building, leave it with you. But I tell you what, I am so glad that I didn't squirt y'all with that wasp spray. Y'all were sitting right, I'm talking about on a plant right behind where I was working. It's a wonder I didn't squirt y'all slap in the face. But looks like the plants are still alive. Because y'all saw I got that water hose, and Buddy said, I better clean it. Y'all, I had that foam everywhere. But nothing's dead, so I got it rinsed off quickly. I didn't think about the plants. I was thinking about saving my life. I wasn't worried about no plants. Not at that moment. And I'm over here looking at my periwinkle that we transplanted. It's a little puny, but it looks good. I'm shocked. That poor sucker went through hell getting from one pot to that. Remember, I lost all the dirt, and then I had to dig it deeper. And then I was so nervous, I had my wand on full blast water. It's standing up. It's not looking too bad. So my coffee's getting cold. I need to suck it down and go get in the shower, because I feel like them dirty windows before I started, and I feel like this ground cover before I blowed it off. So I've had my day, but I feel accomplished, and that's the main thing. Every day I try to do something so I feel accomplished. As long as God's given me that breath to wake up, I'm gonna do right for myself. Plus, it's healthy. Who wants to just sit in a chair? You want to get out. You want to be mobile as you can be. If you are stuck in a chair, move them arms. You know, move. Work the brain. That's what I say. It's the best medicine in the world. Just don't overdo it. That's where I have a problem. I don't know the stop button. And then at night I want to moan and groan. And Buddy's like, you ain't learned that stop button, have you? So guys, oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna let y'all go. I have popped my gums long enough. I just wanted to visit. This video today had no substance whatsoever. Well, yeah, try Dawn Power Wash. There's our nugget for today, I guess. Other than that, I just wanted y'all to be with me. I enjoy when y'all comment back, and I get to comment and talk to you guys. Y'all are just that little extra special piece in our lives, and I thoroughly enjoyed. So if you stayed this long, thank you for spending time with me. And as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And Buddy and I will see y'all this weekend vlog. We operating on Chester.